away we go. Throwing out some links to my gang. Would help if it didn't lag.
You know.
And throw it out to my boys in Texas. And why am I not seeing chat?
I don't know.
Why in the world am I not seeing the chat? It's because it's in full screen mode when it's not supposed to be. Hell, dude. Great. Let me close that out and see if I can get my chat up and going. This sucks. You're going to have to monitor chat on your phone there, my buddy, because I can't.
That requires having a chat right now. We don't have... There's no chat.
Oh, my God.
You might have to restart the stream, bud.
All right, hang on. Be right back. I'm going to restart. Oh, wait, I can edit here. Well, no, I got to find the customization.
But you turned off live chat somehow.
Yeah, somehow.
Save it. There you go.
And now, you know,
dork.
I don't have a channel for like a month, and suddenly I forget. I forget how to do.
You can now ask poll. You now have polls now.
Yeah, because
that might be fun.
All right. Hello, crafters.
Hi, everybody.
How we doing, everybody? Let me get some camera just so you can see Big D and Little D here in live 3D smell-o-vision. It's not smell-o-vision? Is this on? It's on. It's on. Finally, Big D has returned to the internet. Come to layeth the smacketh down on
Hey
now.
You're not wrong, but hey.
There we go. We are awesome.
All right.
We're amazing.
Yeah.
We are back. Hello and welcome back, everyone. Tog Miniatures, Fight of the Phoenix, Commodore. We are back. We are totally back. I want to first off, no, put that back over there. Those aren't mine. I want to first thank everyone for not complaining too much and letting me take that month off. I needed that time.
You're a dork.
I got the studio about 80% set up at this point. We got a lot of stuff purged, a lot of stuff cleared up. I'm getting new art to cover the art cabinet. So
nice.
We'll get new art on there. So that's one of the big things. The table's almost done, and I'll be able to get stuff off and start getting battle reports. That's going to be a big thing coming up in 2022.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to be doing battle reports. We're going to be doing a narrative campaign. I should have the teaser trailer for that out within the next 2 weeks. I've been working on it and scripting it and working on the battle scripting that I've been doing on it.
I'm free most of the day Saturday. We could actually
I'm not going to be here Saturday.
You're gonna be here Saturday?
It's my Greenholt weekend.
Oh yeah. What up?
Casey, hey you, what's up, my man? Casey. How are you? Look at that. I have one viewer. I think all my people have abandoned me. I feel bad.
No, I think it's just YouTube being, because we see like multiple people have posted. We have 5 likes,
Which I love. I love likes. I do. All right. So there is, over the last month, a whole lot of that has been going on over the last month. Like a whole lot of. So we're going to kind of do a end of the year, beginning of the year recap to start things out.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about what's gone on. Okay. So there were some delays. There were big leaks and delays. And GW made a public apology for all the delays. And because that, they did an extra special reveal stream the week of Christmas. They did some extra reveals that week. They did some extra reveals the weekend of and right after. And they released a lot of leaky stuff. We got to actually see the brand new Tau named Cadre Fireblade. I forget his name.
Nice.
But we got to actually see his model with his little baby drones that he has. They're funny because they're not actually separate models. They're just little baby drones, and he's like doing this with one of them, lifting it off. So, and he's doing some sneaky shit. So, we got to see his full model. It's really cool. Lots of Tau leaks been going on. Let's just do Army to Army. Lots of Tau leaks. Everybody's freaking out about the Tau leaks. I'm one of them. I'm big to start playing Tau. And some of these leaks have been spicy leaks.
Yeah, he's not a Cadre Fireblade. He's a Darkstrider.
That's his name.
No. He's a Pathfinder. He's not a Cadre Fireblade. Dork.
Whatever.
Dweeb.
Whatever.
Don't even know your Tau.
I don't have him. I don't own him.
Play Tau and you don't.
Oh, I know how to play Tau. You know how you play Tau? You set a bunch of tanks back and let them no look 360. You get their no look, no scope 360 headshot.
Look at this D-Gen in chat. Look at this D-Gen over here. I'm a Casey saying Tau fan and Necron fan.
Uh-huh.
You a heretic.
The Tau have tanks that can 360 no scope dudes now. I love it. Whoop whoop. Oh, hang on. You got an invul save. Just set that down. We don't need that right now.
We don't do that here.
We don't do that here. But we don't do that here. So the Tau have in their hammerhead, they have a weapons profile that lets them go. I don't care about your invul save. And then they have a stratagem in the Borcan that goes, by the way, pardon me if you've heard this already, but I don't care about your invul save.
I'm allowed to tell Casey. Casey's one of my players too. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So here's the thing. A lot of people are like, oh my God, they're going to be doing all this non-invul. Okay. It's 3 tank. You could put 3 with long, what's his name? Long strike. You could technically put 4 of those tanks down and get 4 of those shots. If you put 4 of those tanks down, you're not getting the Borcan sept unless you're going to run 2 septs and then you lose something if you do that. So you get 4 of those, or you can run 3 of them and then run something else and use the Borcan sept ability to give it 1 weapon per round, no invul save. And everyone's like, oh, that's awful, that's powerful, that's blah, blah, blah. But hang on. This is what we're not taking into consideration. They don't have a psychic phase. I don't know if you've heard this. Stop me if you've heard this before. But the Tau don't have psychers.
And they barely have a fight phase either.
That's not true anymore. They gave them the ability to shoot their guns in the fight phase. It's fun.
Wait, what? So they can shoot their guns in the shoot and the fight phase?
I don't know if they're both, but I do know that their battle suits can go, I have guns, I'm shooting you in the fighting phase.
I thought their battle, it just meant that they can shoot while engaged in melee.
I don't know. We haven't seen the rules yet. But they can fire in melee.
They can shoot in both phases. That's a little dumb, and you know it.
I mean, if you get 2 weapons, why don't I get 2 weapons?
No.
I doubt they'll be able to shoot in the fighting phase. But they are able to shoot while in melee, even though they're not vehicles.
That's what I'm saying. They don't really have a fight phase.
Flamers.
Okay. Yes, they shoot in. Drazhards, the battle suits. Jeez.
So here's the thing. So stop me if you haven't heard of this before, but they don't have a psychic phase. So does that mean that they can't do smites? Well, yes. But you get an invul save versus your smites, right?
I mean, no, I'm not disagreeing.
I'm making a point for the fans. We're doing this dramatically. It's called an entertaining presentation because we're at the show.
I guess not, except for Feel No Pains and how so many like custodians that Feel No Pains.
But guess what?
No
you can do Feel No Pains against the Drow.
There's a lot more Mortal Wound Feel No Pains. To be fair, there's a lot more Mortal Wound Feel No Pains. It is true.
I don't have them.
No, that's fair. I'm not disagreeing with that.
So
but I am making that point that there is a lot more of Feel No Pain versus... It's a lot easier to get your Feel No Pains off when it comes to mortal wounds than overall with normal damage. You'll generally have characters that have Feel No Pains against normal wounds. And maybe a few vehicles. Or, I don't even think... Yeah, the Death Guard don't even have it on their units anymore. So it's just on, certain characters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
they still reduce the damage by 1.
No, and that
so they still reduce the damage of that gun by 1.
No,
you're not hitting me with 12, man. You're only hitting me with 11.
Yeah, but no, you see what I mean, right?
Yeah, no, I mean that's the thing. I mean,
and then Dreadnoughts reduce it by 1. So
yeah,
there are ways to get around that. The problem is that I can see where some of the concern is, but I feel like without the codex in our hands, it's a little early to be really concerned about, because I earlier today
do you mean people are overreacting?
I mean a little bit.
I'd say
I earlier today was looking at the stat profile, and there was a combination someone pointed out online. There's this big gun that I didn't realize was on a Lord of War that does a lot of damage. It does do a lot of damage.
It does a lot of damage.
It can one-shot a knight. There's no joking around about that. That is still powerful. And on a Lord of War...
So you mean a knight could one-shot another knight?
But knights generally can't one-shot other knights.
Yeah, they can. Oh, yeah, they can.
Are you sure about that?
Let me go get my Castellan and watch it one-shot the crap out of a bunch of other knights.
Okay. No, that's fair.
Knights can generally one-shot other knights. Yes, the difference is that it can one-shot it and you don't get an armor save versus it. That's the difference. Because, you know what? Screw your...
No armor save. No, that's rough. And especially for 100 less points than most of the knight profiles. That's really scary.
You want to know what's really funny, though?
What?
I'm going to run up to that Storm Surge and hit it with a chainsword with my knight and watch it go, I'm going to melt you away like butter.
If you don't kill it, it will charge you and kill you. Yeah. Because it can't defend itself in melee, really.
No, it can't.
Except it can. It can defend itself in melee because it can shoot while it's in melee.
Right, but I'm never going to give it another chance. It's going to get one shot, and then my knight's going to come up.
Your melee profile is probably not going to kill it in one round.
You have not seen a knight's chainsword, have you? 6 attacks at 6 damage a pop at a -3. Yeah.
Against, I think it's a 4 invulned.
The Storm Surge, I think, is a I don't even think this is Involve. But
Okay.
yeah, Wolf Brother Gaming. Yes, yeah, I agree. That's the thing. I was having a conversation with some other people this week, and I think one of the big things is that people saw the Tau gun, and everyone was like, "Oh my god!" I hang out on Reddit a lot, and I was talking to some guys in the Tau 40K subreddit, and there was a guy.
Yeah, that he does make a fair point. Like, the Knight's not going to get any charge distance generally with that Storm Surge. Because
You've never played Knights. I play Knights. If I play Knights with the idea that I'm getting into melee, I can get across the board really quick. Keep in mind, a Knight's got a movement of anywhere between 8 to 12. I take Landstrider if I'm going to get a guy that's in the melee that lets him advance and charge. And if I'm the right house, I'm getting bonuses to move, bonuses to advance, and bonuses to charge. I can take my Knight Avenger and cross 36 inches without a problem. And I'm going to get in and I'm going to kill you. So the thing is that, again, it's getting the two shots. It's putting into one Knight. I admit, that's pretty powerful.
in general, you don't see Knights dropping on turn 1. And that could legitimately drop Knights.
Except we saw that in 8th edition all the damn time. We did. That was one of the big things. That was why Eldar and, lo and behold, Tau, the two real shooting armies, were able to hang with the Knights during the worst of the Knights meta, because they could reliably delete one Knight a turn.
Okay.
We're getting back to the normal, honestly. Tau were shooty. That's what they do. You get into melee with Tau, you melt them like butter. That's what they do. If you don't melt them like butter, they're going to shoot you back. That's the only difference. They gave them the ability to go, okay, you didn't kill me. One of my guys is left. Eat Photon Blaster, eat Fusion Blaster, you little bastards. I can see that. So, I mean,
it's not like it's unfair to have concerns, because there are legitimately.
Oh, I'm not saying don't have concerns, because the Drukhari are still broken as hell, and they've been around for almost a year under their current rules, and they are broken as hell.
The problem is that there's been a lot of the big weapons that get shown, and we haven't truly seen too many of the smaller weapons.
We've seen some of them.
We've seen some of them.
They're okay. They're okay. They're not like, oh, they're okay. I mean, that's the whole thing. I think what we're looking at is we're seeing the big, gigantic things, and most people don't realize that unlike Marines, we don't repeat weapon types and weapons on every other vehicle we have. Like the Gatling cannon that's on the Redemptor Dreadnought is on 4 other things. The Onslaught Gatling cannon is on 4 other things. It's the exact same profile. The Tau kind of have a specialized gun for every unit. So they don't repeat their weapons. So this one gun's really good, but it's only on that one unit. Meaning at most you're going to get 3 of them. And in some cases, if you're putting 3 Storm Surges on the table, you're not going to last for long. So I'm just saying. And that's the thing. Like I said, I was on the Tau 40K site, or the Tau Reddit site, and it was really noticeable. There was a new player who had just started during 8th edition, or during 9th edition, just as 8th ended, and he got into Tau because he loved them for the same reason I do. He loved the aesthetic. The aesthetic. I can't talk. Aesthetic. He loved the way they looked. And he plays with 2 other people. And the 2 people he played with, when that gun got released, were giving him so much grief about his army that he was about ready to drop the army. If you're hanging out with your two buddies that you do this hobby with, and they're making you feel so bad about an army that you're new to because it might be good, that you want to quit the army entirely?
That, like,
Now, here's the thing. If you go out on the internet and you look at places like Reddit where they talk about it, the Tau have been getting a lot of hate for all the stuff that they're getting and all this, oh, you get to ignore this, you get to ignore this, blah, blah, blah. Because everybody remembers how destructive the Triptide was. And I'm not saying the Triptide wasn't devastating. But big surprise, Shooty Army is Shooty. And that's the problem. The dude doesn't control the rules or what GW makes. And they're like, well, we'll play you, but you're not playing more than one of those tanks. And you're not taking this. And you can't play these guys. And it was just like... And the problem is that you look at the way people have just been absolutely hating on the Tau because of what happened at the end of 7th when they got the Triptide formation. And they were just devastating in 8th during it. They were basically a power army for about 3.5, 4 years. That's it. And yes, absolutely. I got to tell you, the Triptide is an absolutely, during the height of 8th, it was an absolutely filthy thing to fight against. And I can understand because it's not interactive. You put your guys down, the Tau person deletes them, and then you take your turn. And you do your whatever, and then the Tau person takes it and he deletes your stuff, and it's just not interactive. And I can understand that. I can understand feeling that way about them. And I think you and I even had that conversation. I can understand feeling that way. But I find it funny that people are really quick to rip on the Tau because that's what they do for about 3 to 4 years. Mm-hmm. The Eldar have been doing that for about 20. I was going back and talking to people who were playing during 3rd and 4th because I stopped just at the end of 3rd, beginning of 4th, just before the Tau came out. And the Tau then were already known as just this abusive Dark Reapers and
the Eldar.
Yeah, the Eldar. The Eldar were just wrong with the Dark Reapers and I forget the other canon they have, but they've got like all these different, like really cheap, really easily accessible. They're indirect fire, warp spiders. I mean, they were just they just deleted stuff off the board left and right, and nobody's screaming about the Eldar book that's coming out and that they're getting all these new models, they're getting all this love. Like, oh, they've been crap for years and they deserve a... No, they've had fail-cast models for years. But these guys were abusive to people.
You also haven't seen too many of their gun profiles.
It doesn't matter.
No, but see, that's what part of it is. When we see... We're not seeing any profiles yet. We're just seeing models. When we see profiles, it's probably going to turn into some time where it's going to be against the Eldar too. The issue is Tau have... It's almost become kind of a meme in the community overall for,
they hate on Tau.
Yeah, they hate on Tau. Which isn't great, but it's also like...
No, it's not great. There's not even an also plus. It sucks. It sucks having an army you like and you think it's cool for whatever reason. Just people hate on it because it's funny to just be a jerk about it. It's one thing about to joke with your buddy about, hey, yeah, you're Imperial Guard, man. Yeah, you go sit in your hole and don't do nothing, okay? It's funny to when you're doing it in fun, in jest. And you're clear about that you're being funny with the person. But when you're telling the person, like, Your iron hands are broken. I can't hurt them. They're just broken. They're stupid. You shouldn't be playing them. You're a terrible person for playing them. That's not right.
But the other thing is, like, I've heard that same kind of opinion on when Eldar were strong. It's that, like, generally when the Eldar were strong, and this doesn't mean all the time when they were strong, it still felt like you could still beat them. There was a large period of time for people where it didn't feel like you could beat the Tau.
Which is funny because that's said. Do you know who that's mainly said by? And I'm being honest here. Do you know who that's mainly said by? People that play Marines. Because Eldar regularly beat the Tau. Just talking from a competitive perspective.
But a lot more people play Marines.
You're right. Eldar. You're right.
And that's going to be how the community views it.
And they feel like they could beat Eldar and they couldn't beat the Tau, except the Eldar, they didn't win against the Eldar either. They really didn't. The numbers showed otherwise. The difference is that it became memey. I honestly believe it became memey and funny to just keep hating on the Tau. And honestly, I kind of think, not in the people that would hang out in this kind of channel, but I find on the internet, a lot of people use the excuse of hating the Tau as a way of indirectly hating on GW. The Tau are an example of everything GW does wrong. And I've seen that said numerous times, especially recently. Really? How is an army of little plastic anime dudes an example of what's wrong with everything in GW? Yet nobody outside of the competitive side, that's the more hilarious thing. The people on the competitive side have been screaming about the Eldar, the Drukhari, since April. They have barely been touched. But
they did get hit with like a little nerf bat, but like
they're still S tier. They're still so unstoppable. But the Orcs versus the Mechanicus happened at a GW open event, the big summer open events. Mm-hmm. And so they got both completely smashed with the nerf stick because I guess I can't disagree with you there, Mythos. I guess I look at how, yeah, every game is close. You know, a lot of games feel close with the Eldar. But the funny thing is that I'm just talking empirically. The games feel closer in points with the Marines, but the overall win percentage was still almost the same. You know what I'm saying? So feeling close and not winning and not feeling close and losing are different feeling, and I recognize that. I can see where you're coming from on that. I mean, and that's part of the biggest problem with 9th edition. Honestly, if there is yeah, that's a very true point there, Phoenix. One of the biggest things I've seen, and I think the biggest problem we can see in 9th is the biggest problem with this edition is that it's very much I'm going to just vomit all this gross damage at you in an attempt to just wipe you off the board. Every round, it's all about alpha striking. I mean, it's not as tactical, I think, in some aspects anymore. Not since the gun armies are starting to come back and get their books now. Now, the flip side of that is I find it really weird that GW takes no interest in the competitive side in the game. They have no vested interest in the competitive side of the game. And if you go out to the WTC site, they just released their... Hey, Mr. Tesh, good to see you. they just released their workbook for how missions are going to be in the 2022 season.
Mm-hmm.
No firing lanes. There's none. There's literally, I'm not joking when I tell you each board of terrain has 15 plus pieces of terrain on it.
Jesus. They were already having trouble with the amount of terrain they were having. And
15
and
plus
vehicles not being able.
Oh, no. There's a new rule about spacing them so that now vehicles can get through them. But it's literally like you're not going to get I got a 48-inch range. That's great. You'll be lucky if you get a 12-inch to 18-inch shot. There's like 2 lanes through any board that they've developed that you might get a 36-inch shot.
That's disgusting.
But they're just, it's just, they're nothing but L's everywhere. And that was the thing that struck me, is that there's all these L's. There's nothing resembling GW terrain in any of these maps because they define their maps. You look at the WTC standard competitive terrain, it's basically a 9-inch L that's 3 stories tall, or a 6-inch L that's 2 stories tall, or a stand of trees, or a vent. That's it. That's their terrain. Yeah, it's like, I mean, I think the weirdest thing I thought of when I looked at their terrain, and full clarification, full disclosure here, I am part of a committee helping run a RTT series for 2022 here in the greater Milwaukee area, which 2 game stores, and they're working to run the RTTs alternately every month starting in February. And then in December, they're going to have a GT that's an invitational. And basically, everybody that won an event gets an automatic spot. And anybody that placed X number of points, I don't know what the points is, gets a spot. And then there'll be some open seats after that. So basically, they're going to have a series of 10 RTTs and then a Grandmaster GT to crown who the best player of 2022 was.
Jesus.
That's pretty cool.
You're going to be competing?
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm going to be competing.
You get wrecked.
I'm helping run this thing, but we're using the WTC rules. So we're going to be using their map layouts and their board layouts. So I hate the terrain. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I hate the look of the terrain because I think it's really funny that competitive terrain, and no, that's why I put these here. This is a gorgeous piece of terrain. This is a 2-story, not quite an L, actually a little bit more than an L. Beautiful piece of terrain as designed by GW for use in their game. This is actually from the Chalmath Kill Team box.
Dear Gopher, you look nice. I want to compete too. Printico Burr.
Printico Burr. Printico Burr. We'll talk about that.
Oh no.
Oh no, I'm going to show off Printico Burr. But that piece of terrain, completely worthless in RTT combat or WTC combat because it doesn't meet their terrain standards. Hand me a book. Any book. Oh, look, I now have an RTT. I now have a WTC RTT approved 3-story building. Yeah. As a crafter, I am not happy. And I've actually seen a number of crafters going, really? There's not a lot of people happy about the terrain. So we will be talking about this in a little bit, though.
He's excited.
I'm excited. I'm excited about a lot of stuff. But we will be talking about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about them in a little bit. So I want to also say that you guys know I love 40K. I'm not specifically hi to my buddy Ben Carrasquillo. because the man has motivated me. And I got to get some games of Age of Sigmar in, like, quickly. Because I signed up for a tournament in April.
Oh, Jesus.
What
I
the hell? Let's play. And I haven't decided yet because I'm working on 2 armies at once. I have my He Knights of Slanesh army that I love, is built and just needs to be painted. But my lovely wife, want to grab me the book?
no.
Yeah, go grab me the book.
No.
My lovely wife. I wish I could.
Oh, I know a book.
I wish I could, because I got my nerd weekend. This is my D&D weekend. This thing I had forgotten it. That's why I got everything blown up. I really want to play. My lovely wife, knowing my love of Nurgle, saw this came out and went, I'm going to get this for you. And I absolutely love these guys. Oh my God, I love them so much. So, yeah, Nurgle is in my blood. It's an infection, and it's in my blood. So, I did some work for a buddy of mine, and I got 2 boxes of the Demon Start Collecting box. I just need to get a couple packs of dudes, and I'm going to be playing Maggotkin as well. So, I mean, I'm really digging Age of Sigmar. I love the game. And I got to thank Ben and Tina for that, because they got me hooked on it. Believe it or not, even playing just a couple of games I did, I really fell in love with that game.
It's not in this book.
Now, speaking of other games, I got to give a shout out. Oh, fetch it, boy.
What?
Go fetch the box.
Oh, God. It's under all the other boxes.
Just slide it out. It's got a box. Just slide.
Just tell them that you got it.
I want to show it off, because this is our beginning of the year show off and talking and everything. I got into a new game, and I got to thank the Commodore and Technor Studios for getting me into it. Technor Studios, some of you know him as Technor Studios. He's my buddy Jason. Big love to Jason. Jason used to be a huge 40K guy. He's now kind of reverted back to 30K. Like 30K is his jam now. But he's been getting into other games. And so I now have the starter box, Stark First Lannister of Song of Ice and Fire. Okay. I'm going to tell you right now, I have never unboxed a miniatures war game, played it out of the box the first time, and enjoyed it as much as I did Song of Fire and Ice and Fire. Like, out of the box, had a blast. Just so it said, fuck Jaime Lannister, moving on. He's broken. He's bullshit.
Were you unable to kill him?
Oh, I was able to kill him, but he is the biggest bullshit unit in the game. Every time you don't kill him, every time you attack him and you miss him, you take attacks back.
That's
automatically.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
It's Jaime Lannister, you know?
Yeah, I mean...
Best swordsman in Westeros.
Yeah. That's why I want to bring archers.
Dunk, 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 dunk.
Yeah, just... Here, have some arrows. So I got to get some House Tully archers to go with my Starks.
Oh, so you want to go Starks?
No.
No, that's okay.
Actually, no, I don't want to go Starks.
You don't?
My box starts with Starks and Lannisters.
You don't want to go Starks.
I mean, I will probably have Starks, but I want to have a plethora of Starks, because you don't need to paint the figures. They're already color-coded. So I just want to have them so if somebody wants to play them, they can have them. Honestly, I want to go Free Folk, because I want to put Giants on the table.
Okay, that's fair. I was just wondering what you wanted to go as your primary, in case I were to look into it.
No, if you want to get into it, dude, I don't care.
Because I'll go Starks, or if you're going Starks.
No, dude, the whole idea is that because of the way the armies work, just get boxes of that. I mean, here's the beautiful thing. Talking about the game, if you want to paint it, they're good figures. They're easy to paint. If you don't want to paint them, they're color-coded, so you don't have to. They're single-piece monopose figures, but the units look different, so you're not just putting like 15 of the same dude in a. They come with movement trays. And they move as a movement tray, and there's rules about them. And the thing I really liked about the game is that it's very tactical. I do a unit, then you do a unit, then I do a unit, then you do a unit.
Oh, so it's like the initiative. Well,
yeah, I like it.
I've been hearing a lot of people trying to clamor for that for Modern 40K, and I'm like,
it's great. Honestly, after playing it in Song of Fire and Ice and Fire, yeah, it's great. It worked out really well. Mr. Kirschbaum. Yeah, no, actually, Song of Fire and Ice and Fire, just a great game. I mean, honestly, if you can get your hands on a starter, get it. If not, the brand new starter is coming out in a couple of months, and it's going to have updated cards. Here's some things I like about it. The cards in the starter box are all out of date because they've updated the rules. You go to their website, you can download them and print them yourself. They're like, please do so. If you don't want to go to that bother, take $15, go to your gaming store, and buy a new set of cards. And it's a complete set of cards for everything in the army.
That's nice.
Like one box of start cards. It's for every unit. All their updated rules.
Oh, that's cool. So I'm just going to play Rob Stark because Rob Stark's my favorite Stark.
That's what I played.
Oh,
that's what I played. I played with his wolf.
Oh, that's so cool. Because there are two armies I was looking
Night's Watch.
No.
You don't want to play Night's Watch?
I want dragons.
You want to play Mother of Dragons?
Yeah.
There's two separate versions of her. There's Daenerys Stormborn, and there's Khaleesi Mother of Dragons. There's literally two versions.
If I could get some fucking Dothraki.
Now you can have Dothraki anyhow. You can have Dothraki. You can have Here's the neat thing about it. Tyrion has a figure.
Yeah.
In the Lancers. He doesn't go on the battlefield. There are figures that you buy, that you pay for, that don't go on the battlefield. They do something else on the side of your board. Like you have actions with them. Like I was playing Caitlyn in my army with Rob as an advisor. She would advise him and put him on the advisor board and have him do something.
That's really cool.
It had some really great mechanics, I gotta say.
I want dragons.
Yeah, she can have her dragons.
Wagons.
Well, it just means, Kirsch, when I die, you got to be one of my pallbearers. You know why?
Why?
So you can let me down one last time.
Oh!
Tyrion can be a commander.
Yeah, he has an armor. I think I was hearing about that. He has like an armored version. When he's out at the battle of Blackwater Bay, it's like he has the axe, which sounds
hilarious. The funny thing about it is the one thing I liked about the army, the one thing I liked about the game that I shouldn't like, but I did like about the game.
What?
Terrain.
No terrain?
Oh, there is terrain. They're flat.
Oh.
They're flat. They
have to be flat?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Because people can move through them. They don't impede unless it says they impede. Oh, you're between this and you can't shoot at them. It literally, it's just that way you can play it like on a coffee table. You can, because it's a smaller play game. You play on a 4 foot by 4 foot square.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's rude.
No, that's all right. That's all right.
Rude.
What? Commodore's trying to say I'm fat. It's okay. I am fat. Here's a different thing. I can lose weight. Rogaine does nothing for him.
You guys are mean. Jesus.
Look at that hair. Look at that lovely, lovely hair. Oh
my God, you both are so fucking.
That's how you know we love each other. Okay.
Apparently, Jesus, what the fuck?
Okay.
Oh no, don't lie to yourself, buddy. Like, listen, okay?
Bald is beautiful if you're a bowling ball, because you don't want a hairy bowling ball because that'll mess things
Well,
up.
that's just a coconut.
I mean, honestly, the coconut has hair in it, and it's actually useful. He's got a bubble gum. He's got a bubble gum with a beard. It just
Like a bowling ball that fell in glue and then rolled through a group of
a shag carpet. It's like a 70s bowling ball. Look at me. All right. Anyhow. All right. So, like I said, talk about our 3 big games. Other stuff we're going to talk about before we get into some of the other meaty goodness of the show. A little personal note. Some of you may have noticed. I've had people ask me about it before in private conversations, how my arms are normally really big and red and how there's like stuff on my forehead at times. And I suffer from a thing called psoriasis. And it's pretty bad. Or at least it was until 4 weeks ago. I am now on drugs for my psoriasis. It is helping getting rid of this. It is also helping with my arthritis that psoriasis gives me. So I can actually do things with my hands a little bit more, which has been slowing me down in building and painting. Since I got the shots, I'm really seeing a lot of things clear up. Oh, and Phoenix, okay, you're going to say it, so I'm going to say it. So I'm going to bring it up here because, I'm one of the people that introduced the 2 of them. So people know that Flight of the Phoenix is the daughter of Master Modeler, my older brother, making her my niece. We had a Friendsgiving a couple years back, and we introduced her to this jerk that Shannon worked with, the Commodore. I know she's an animal lover, and she must have taken pin on him as a puppy because she kind of took him home.
Oof.
Mm-hmm.
Oof.
But this worked out because, as I understand it now, somehow she's gone completely around the bend insane. And I'm very happy to say the 2 of them are engaged to be married. And I'm very proud and happy for the both of them. I give Commodore a lot of crap, but, donuts to dollars, truth be told, honestly, Commodore is honestly and truly my best friend. So,
no,
he is.
He's so cute.
It is. So,
he's so cute.
Seeing him and my lovely niece make this wonderful mistake together is great.
Because he can't get away.
Yeah. It means you're coming to family dinner nights.
Did anyone tell him what he done family dinner night? The newest spouse.
I mean, you can tell we eat.
Fucking stab you. I'll fucking stab you.
So, yeah. I'm very happy for the 2 of them. I'm not announcing it to the world because they already announced it a while ago on their Facebook and all that. But since they are fans of the show and friends of the show and friends of my community, I wanted to make sure that they know how happy, and I wanted to publicly put it out there, how happy myself and Lady D and the boy actually are for them.
It's so cute.
Other things we're talking about real quick. Lady D, oh my God, she got surgery a week ago. She can walk.
Which means I'm getting kicked off the show soon.
Pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a rotating cast of co-hosts.
No, I'm getting kicked off completely.
No.
I understand.
No, I wouldn't kick you off completely. It wouldn't be fair to you. There's a lot of nights she's not up for it. So we'll just have rotating guest hosts. So 1 week when I
just need to know ahead of time.
Count on it. You're the A game. It's when she comes in. I'm subbing. You get tagged out.
Okay.
God, look at this mop. Look at this mop. It looks like Commodore rubbed his face on his head.
You're ridiculous. Oh man, I need to start working on my army.
All right. Yeah, I gotta find your Havoc dudes got flipped over underneath there. I gotta pull the figures out and build them. They got flipped over there. I gotta pull them out and rebuild them.
Because I see them right there.
Part of them, not all of them. There's 3 of them there.
That's fair.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. So she is more mobile, and there's things she wants to get done. The funny thing is, now that she's more mobile and not in pain all the time, she's actually in a far better mood.
Yeah.
More often, which is amazing to hear. Who's coming in my door? Is that a halfling? Or
Yeah.
Is that a Kender?
Yeah.
Okay. So, all right. Let's moving on. We need time check. We are at 8:25. All right. So, let's quick talk about the Custodians box, because the book just came out, and as I am a Custodians player, we got the book. So let's talk about this a bit. Couple big changes. In the last edition, when they did War of the Spider, they made a change. You could have Sisters of Silence in their own detachment. And they didn't count as slots. Yeah. Yes. Hello, nerd. Nerd, come here. People want to see the nerd. How's that different? Come here. Look at this. This is the abuse I get from this lovely woman. Come here, nerd.
They don't have the gun.
Okay, nerd, get up a second.
There's not enough room.
Get up for a moment. Boy.
I look like crap, everybody, so please don't comment on my absolute shit show.
Do they not have the gun boys in this book?
No, those are a
Oh, gun boys are 4th world, aren't they?
yes. Hi.
Hi, just reading.
Just reading.
Phoenix.
I don't like the idea of the gun boys. Are they good at all?
She's mobile. No way, this doesn't.
This doesn't backfire horribly for us. You don't understand, Kirschbaum. I am the big D. I play
Everything.
all the armies. And with the amount of Tau I have, I'm going to be able to build a Tau army and have stuff left over for somebody else to paint if they want to paint their own Tau as well. So, you had the surgery. They fixed your back.
Yes.
Are you feeling better? I mean, I know you're in pain around because of recovery, but your leg.
No, I still have a little bit of dead zones, but they said that will probably never go away because it is neuropathy. But I don't have muscle spasms anymore, and I'm up and moving around a little bit better. Today I'm not. I moved around too much the last 2 days.
Fucking dweeb.
Language.
Like a fucking dweeb.
Language. 2 points. 4 points, actually, because he said it twice. Okay, so the points thing, for those of you who know where I work, and if you've ever actually met my boss, some of you may have, having been at Escalation.
I should point out, I don't know if we've talked about it too much. Lady D has a job working in a game store.
Yes. The only reason I'm still working there is because he wants my discount.
Show me the bounty on her discount. They're straightforward.
Well, part of his bounty was this dice.
Straightforward.
Dyson Club. Oh yeah. No, this was your Christmas present.
Yes, but I would normally not get these, even though they're really cool, because, I mean,
It's fluff.
it's fluff. But look at these Nurgle dice. They're the best. I love GW dice. I love GW dice. They're so heavy. They're weighty. They're solid. And my lovely wife works at a game store, so I actually don't feel bad buying them at GW prices because we don't pay GW prices.
Anyway, my boss is really cool. For those of you who have been to Escalation League on Thursdays, where Dad Games Universe in Mequon, where it's hosted, you may have met my lovely boss, who recently, in an attempt to get us all to stop cussing, has started this point system. We're not entirely sure what the points mean, but there's a point system. So if you drop the F-bomb, that's 2 points. League night, yes. I will actually be there this Friday.
Thursday,
whatever.
Plus,
I don't want to be in the house.
Yeah, so
And
I guess we should
thank
point
you,
that
Wolf
out.
Brother Gaming.
I should point that out. I am running a league, an escalation league, where my main goal is teaching people how to play the game.
Mhm.
It's not about winning, really. It's about teaching people the game and getting people reps, playing their armies, getting used to their rules, getting used to the dice, getting used to the phases, getting used to stratagems, learning the game competently where they can feel safe. They're not going to be judged or blown off a table or be mean like other places where I've seen people try to teach a game.
And
Like-
I've personally never actually seen it.
Like me trying to teach Lady D, which I have apologized multiple times for. No, seriously. The way I tried to teach the game was the wrong way, and I've tried to learn from that. I'm actually very sorry I did that. And it was your reaction afterwards and how badly I beat poor Commodore when I played him for 9th edition that has made me actually reevaluate how I play people that aren't on that competitive level. And that's been a big problem
And
for
I
me.
will admit, yeah, he has gotten a lot better. It's kind of an inside joke now for me to give him grief over all of that. But he's gotten a lot better. A lot of people that come into the store very much enjoy his method of teaching. And Ryan likes to he comes in and he helps out sometimes when he can.
Yeah,
He's not
because
there
it's a
every
long
week.
it's a long drive for him.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate it. Ryan's been amazing helping things going, and as has Commodore. Commodore's
Yes.
come and he's been a really great, just kind of helping people kind of get together. He spent one last session. He was playing with Phoenix, helping her work on her guys. I played a game.
Hi,
with-
Space Marine.
Hey, Space Marine. In 40K, yeah. I mean, we play a 40K right now. We're doing it's 1,000 points.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think you're up to 1,000.
1,000 points. We're going to do 2 more sessions at 1,000 points.
Now there are some people who don't have 1,000 points, and those are fine too because they're just learning how to play.
Yeah.
If you don't have the points, you don't have the points. I've gotten a lot of people in the area to just come and watch and have walked out buying armies.
And that's the thing.
Are you wanting your chair back?
No, people haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I mean, and that's a big thing. Kirsch and I have been talking about this a lot. He and I actually talk about this a lot. Actually, come once we get past the Midwest Gaming Classic, which is going to be a big deal. We'll have to talk about it.
Do you want to be in it?
At a convention here in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay. Because I know that one of the other groups that we have that come in on Saturdays is sponsored by the Dias Cast. So if you guys have not checked out them, please go give our friends over at the Dias Cast some love. They are a battle report channel primarily for Age of Sigmar, but they're great guys.
They're local guys. So one of the things we're going to be doing is come
and play, Ben. Come up to Games Universe in Mequon on a Saturday, and I'm sure we can find someone who will teach you how to play Age of Sigmar.
Or come up for Age of Sigmar, or come up on Thursday nights. And we'll play some 40K. I mean, again, it's low pressure. It's all about just getting reps in with the figures. It's right off the freeway. It's not hard to get to,
And there's lots of food. Lots of good food.
there's a lot of food, good food nearby. It's a big store. There's a lot of play space, and it's a really good crowd.
I mean, not that I'm trying to sell it. We're just trying to explain to those of you who are in the Milwaukee or the greater Milwaukee area, this is another option of a place that you and your friends can come and play.
And I mean, you can come and play and learn from a YouTube star like me.
Thank you. Yeah, so the Dias Cast guys are actually going to be hosting on April 9th
The Age of Sigmar tournament I told you guys I signed up
Yes.
for.
Yes, the Cluckery is yummy chicken. So yeah, no, they had approached and they asked, and they want to play more games with us. They're also playing over at a couple of the other stores in the area, which I always happily will give shout outs to,
including Ryan will quick tell me the name of the store because I don't remember the name of it.
the one in West Bend.
Yeah,
Hobby Nights.
Hobby Nights. The reason I bring up Hobby Nights is that Hobby Nights is the store that is working with
Yes.
Falklandia
Yes.
for this RTT series I was telling about earlier.
Yes.
We were talking about this big
They
RTT.
were talking with us, but our location and times availability isn't quite what they're needing for their volume.
Yeah, so they're just.
I know. I'm with you, Commodore. I'm just trying to figure out what U2 Starb he's talking about.
I mean, I'm Big D. So I mean, I have shirts with my saying.
You have a shirt with your saying on it. And you're wearing it.
I also have a shirt with my saying on it.
Why do you do this to me?
Because it's so easy and you just open the door right there. You just walk right into it. I can't. What do you expect? You don't have enough sass in your life.
Not to you to be supportive at all. I don't ever expect that.
I am supportive. I haven't told you to get rid of all this crap yet.
Like a jockstrap.
Those are very supportive. Yeah, the logo shirt. No.
You work for a shirt printing company. Yeah, that's a whole joke about with 40K in 40 minutes. Mini Wargaming was saying, you guys aren't a YouTube channel, you're a shirt printing company. Because they have a lot of really cool shirts.
Well, as it stands, there is a shirt. There is a design. It has been finalized. Yeah. I need to turn it into a file that can go to the printer so that it can be printed. Or I could go over to Bullfrog next door to my work and see how much they would charge me for about 10 shirts.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I work next door to a silk
A t-shirt company.
T-shirts.
It's Punt! Hello, everybody. Say hello to Punt the Kitty.
Yes, her and her sister both let us do this.
It's Punt. Punt the Kitty.
Punt is his baby.
Just Punt the Kitty.
And for those of you who are wondering, she's called that not because we kick her, it's because she likes to do that floppy thing in front of us whenever we walk.
And I end up
stepped
stomp on her all the damn time.
And yet she just moves about 5 feet and does it again.
Yeah. All right. So let's.
But please don't actually put the kitty.
I don't. Not on purpose.
So
I have punted her on accident though, because she's flopped while I've been mid swing with a foot. She's flopped on the foot as I'm moving it forward.
And all she did was come right back to him. She's like, "Okay, Daddy, pick me back up." She is so trusting of us. You can literally, when she flops down on the ground, you can literally tuck your foot underneath her belly and move her like that. Just slide her across the ground, and she'll just lay there like it's no big deal.
So she is now punt. No, and then she goes. She's got the zoomies.
Yeah, well, her sister does too.
All right.
Her sister, whose name is Saki.
So.
Yes. What are we talking about? What were you guys talking about?
We're going to start talking about this now.
I'm out.
All right.
I don't know anything about this. Sorry, guys. I haven't been paying attention to almost anything.
She's been in recovery. Now, remember, next week, she'll be here as a co-host.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have fun.
You and Ray are going to be swapping off weeks.
Have fun.
On the weeks I have Ray, we talk about rules. On the weeks I have you, we talk about hobby. So it means you got to start painting next week.
I'll be painting come Wednesday. John got a bunch of terrain, and guess who wants to paint it all?
Plus, I've got to start preparing to see whether or not they want me to actually run that game.
We'll talk about that. I'll talk with Little D about that one because he is offering to run something at my work. And once that's finalized, I'll let y'all who are in the Milwaukee area know. Or who are close enough to Milwaukee that you want to make a trip up.
Probably going to run 5e because that means I can keep people playing quicker.
Are you going to want to do an Adventures League?
No. Bro, yeah, as long as it's in a 5e book, you guys, people are good.
Send me D&D. We'll talk about it when we know more.
It does fall technically under the hobby, considering somebody can craft that stuff.
I mean, if it would be preferred to be Adventures League, I don't know Adventures League too well.
I'll talk about that with you more.
Offline.
Yeah, because now you're going to come over and take my place.
Yeah, so I'm waiting for.
You could come help her up.
I mean,
I can do this on my own now.
You can. Oh, jeez.
Go ahead.
Told you I can stand up on my own now.
Oh, look at you.
She fell.
Walking like a human and everything.
Guys, she fell. Just.
They would have heard me. Trust me.
No, yeah, we would have heard. Because you would have heard, I'm a bitch.
No, you would have heard, son of a bitch, God, and then me going, fuck.
Ow.
Ow. Ow.
Because that is the sound that comes out of her. All right. So let's talk about.
So I like Custodes.
Yeah, let's talk about Custodes. All right.
I've always liked Custodes.
So let's talk about some of the first things about Custodes. Let's go back to. Let's talk about the very first thing about them, and not rules.
God, they're artists.
This combat patrol box. This combat patrol box that is about to come out is stupidly good. 2 squads of sisters, a squad of regular guys, and a squad of bike guys.
Who's the HQ though?
The regular guys. You convert. Remember, you use them in squads of 3. So you convert one guy to a banner and one guy to a the parts are right in there. You make one guy a banner, one guy a captain, and the other 3 are
That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, that's a great for $140.
Yeah,
that's an incredible value. That's
$240.
No, that's literally it's the price of all those boxes. That's a inflatable, wacky flailing arm tube guy type deal.
And you could buy that box multiple times.
Yeah, with no problem.
Oh God.
Pretty burr.
All right, so yeah, we've got that, which is really nice. Then we have the detachment ability.
Yes, I was mentioning the Sisters of Silence. Hang on. Okay, let's first start. Let's.
We do have limited time. So just make sure.
We have plenty of time. You have limited time. I have plenty of time.
Yeah, you got to.
I've been gone for a month. I got time. Sisters of Silence. All right, we started talking about them. Okay, so here's the thing. Sisters of Silence are amazing. When they were shown up in 8th edition rules, because nobody knew how to use them in 8th edition until War of the Spider. There was no way to use them. Oh, my red dragon. Yeah. My red dragon.
Which I'm going to put on the table at some point.
I want to point out, he's way over there, and I'm not going and getting him, but his base is a foot across. He's immense.
I'm putting that on a table.
He's like this tall. He's a gargantuan dragon.
Colossal.
Because
the gargantuan is the one over on
the black one next to him. Yeah.
Yeah.
This one right here. That's a gargantuan black. So here's the thing. The Sisters of Silence, they couldn't really be used in the 8th. Nobody knew how to use them. There was no legal way to use them until they did War of the Spider. And I'm saying this like the 4th time now. Now they've cleared it up. It's completely cool. There's 3 types of sisters. The ones with the bolter, which are troops, the ones with the sword, which are elites, and the ones with the flamer, which are fast attack.
Oh, shoot.
Here's the thing. They also added a leader type. Alita, the character that was in the Alita and Valerian box, is a unique of that type. But there's also a generic version of her. There is a female knight character in the Cursed City box that you can get on eBay for about $20 most of the time.
Mhm.
Get her, put a Sister of Silence head on her, and boom, you have a gorgeous figure to use for your Sister of Silence box. You'll know who I'm talking about because she's got a giant eagle head covering one shoulder. She's a perfect. You put a Sister of Silence head on her, and boom, you got yourself a unique one. The other way you can do it is you just get a Sister of Silence box, you pull her out and use her. I would honestly say just get the Valerian box, and if you don't want to use her as the name one, just use her as a generic one. So they've got an HQ, they've got a troop, a fast attack, and an elite. You can make your own detachment of Anathema Psychana. Yeah, it's an absolutely gorgeous figure. I had somebody on the Custodes subreddit point out, and he's like, just use this figure, put a Sister of Silence head. She's perfect to scale, and it looks perfect. So use that. And she's got the big eagle head, so she fits as part of the talons of the Emperor. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous idea. She's got a huge 2-handed sword, which is what the leader type has. You can do an Anathema Psychana detachment in a Custodes army, and then it's just a detachment, and you can put it in however you want. Or you can mix Anathema Psychana units into a Custodes army, no problem. The only limitation is that if you have an Anathema Psychana HQ, they cannot be your warlord, and B, you cannot have more units of Anathema Psychana troops, i.e. Bolter Sisters, than you have Custodes troops. So if you want 2 units of sisters, you got to have 2 units of dudes. So you got to have either a squad of sword and board.
Which I can see the balance there because they don't want like you to run like
just the sisters in your troop slot and stuff like that. Yeah. So basically, if you want to run 2 squads of gun girls, you got to put 2 squads into your other troop slots.
But you could just run pure.
You could just run a pure Psychana detachment if you wanted to, and it still fits within the army because they merge just fine. So it works out either way. The Sarkana, I don't know if they get all the rules, all the additional, like the martial katas and the other auras.
They do not, because they're not part of the shield host.
Right. So they're not part of a shield host, so they don't get that. So they have their own abilities, but you can mix them in and not break them. So if you only want to get a couple sisters, I'm going to tell you, a 5-person squad of sisters. You can take 2 5-man sisters, bolter sisters, or even better, a squad of flamer sisters and put them into a set of 5 flamer sisters and put them into a rhino. This is an interesting point. The flamer sisters are fast attack. They get to move up to their movement before the game starts. So you set everybody up, and then before the game starts, they get to move like scouts. If they're in the rhino gets to move the rhino's move, which I believe is like 9. So they're pretty cool.
Oh, I forgot about that. All the Custodes have a 4-up invuln save.
Yeah. That's another big change. All Custodes have a 4-up invul save. That's it. There's no, I have a shield, so I get a 3. Everybody has a 4. There's no way to get a 3 unless you're Trajan Valoris.
But you can get a +1 to your armor save.
Give us when your armor save. So effectively, you can knock a point off of a AP attack.
So you could take one of the shots from the -4 AP. No, from the -5 AP. You could still have a 6-up save against it.
Yeah.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh, that lantern gets torn in half by it, but this custodian
Just
holds up
stand.
his shield. Hello, everybody.
You're exactly right, Wolf Brother. It's exactly that. It's the same kind of idea, except the interesting limitation is only on the troop slots. So if you want to replace all your fast attack slots with sisters, or you want to replace all of your elite slots with sisters, you're allowed. It's just you can't use them to eat up all of your troop slots. You have to have as many custodian troop slots as you do sisters in your troop slots. So to keep people from just paying a troop tax with 3 cheap sister squads and then using all the points and all the other points of the army. That would be my immediate thought. And I don't mind it. I mean, my army, I've already worked out a list where I'm running a squad of Sagittarium, a squad of regular spear guys, and then 2 squads of bolter sisters, and have 4 troops, and that works out just fine.
Trajan Valoris, and then paint him up like Kitten from Texas Speech Device.
He doesn't look like Kitten.
Yes, he does. He even has the little feathers in the shoulder.
Mm.
If you put the helmet on,
Okay,
you could totally make him look like Kitten from Texas Speech Device.
I guess.
Because that's who he's supposed to be in, like, in Texas Speech Device. That's the whole joke, that he's supposed to be Trajan Valoris. That was the whole joke.
So, Trajan Valoris is
Fucking ridiculous.
kind of an auto take. I was talking with a couple of my buddies in the competitive scene that play locally, and
ridiculous.
he is an auto take. I mean, he is absolutely just taken. They made an interesting distinction with captains, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like Marines can only take 1 captain per detachment. Custodians don't have that limitation.
Yeah.
Kind of they do, though. You can only take 1 of each kind of captain. So you can only take 1 bike captain. You can't do like I used to do, the twin bike captain.
You sure about that?
Yep. It says it right in there very specifically. I was really surprised by that. They're very specific.
I didn't read that there.
Yeah, it's very specific. Hang on.
Because I know it says stuff like that in the Crusade rules.
No, it's very specific. I remember reading. I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Okay. Oh, they have Captain Command. Oh, God.
Yes, they have Captain Commander now being like they used to do. They now have the Captain Commanders are now a specific add-on, like the upgrades for, like the upgrades were for your Apothecary and your Tech Marine and your Captain. Make them a Chapter Master. It's all that. Mythos are totally worth it. Totally worth it.
No. It says you can't pick the same one of these. You can't pick these for the same one for like 2 guys. So you can't pick Master of the Stances for 2 guys. It doesn't mean you can't have multiple just shield captains.
No, it's right here. There's a thing they say you can't have more than 1 of each. I'm trying to remember where it was. Here. It's supposed to be heroes.
The maximum of 1 of each type of shield captain. Guardian. Okay. There it is.
Yeah, it's literally, it's right there. There's a thing. So you could have 1 captain on bike, 1 captain that's a regular troop, and then 1 captain in the Terminator armor. Trajan doesn't count as any of those, if I remember right.
Yeah, because he is the Captain General.
Lord General.
He is the Captain General.
Captain General. So, Wolf Brother, have a great time with your family and bust out those custodies. Make 1 a guy with the banner, make 1 a shield captain, and make your other 3 guys with spears or 3 guys with sword and shield. just for nothing else to paint them, dude.
Our first battle report.
They're a great paint job.
Our first battle report should be Custodians versus like Death Guard or something. I don't know.
Okay. Sure.
You can show off your Death Guard again.
Yeah.
And I can play your Custodians.
And lose.
Lose? Okay.
Okay.
Look at this cocky
Look
motherfucker.
at this dude. Look at this dude.
Look at this fucking dude. Look at the top of his head. Look at the top of his head.
All right. So here's the thing. So you can have one of each of the three captains.
We're carrying into the ground with my Kel 1 Dreadnought.
There's also there's a new HQ type. Right now, only get in the Shadow Throne box set, which is basically a lieutenant.
Yeah.
He
looks kind of cool, actually.
He's actually a really cool looking figure. I haven't gone over his stats to see if he's worth taking, but
I have heard he is.
I haven't heard he's not.
I've heard he is a massively well-made character killer. He is legitimately like one of the best character killers you can field, like when it comes to like lower cost like characters.
Yeah,
he's and he's really good at fighting.
I mean, he's made me think about actually getting the Shadow Throne box, if for no other reason than to take some get some extra units and turn those Gene Stealers specifically to turn them into a kill team, specifically just for a kill team.
That's to be fair.
Because I'm going to eventually do Gene Stealers, which came out at the same time as this, but I'm doing mine as squats. I did my list last night. Gene Stealer Vehicular Army. It's disgusting. Like bikes and quads and transports and tanks and dudes everywhere. But yeah, so the characters are all really good. I mean, the Sister's Silence characters, the two HQs, Alea and the Knight Centura. Alea's nasty. If you kill her before she fights, she still gets to fight. I'm a dead, but I'm gonna fight you once before I'm dead. And she is no joke. She is no joke.
Oh right, it was this. The Vault Swords on him he is both a character killer, but also is super adaptive.
Yeah.
Like he can kill monsters, he can kill
big
groups of dudes.
Yeah, that's why I said he's a worthy look at.
Yeah, he can make 12 attacks with one of his weapon profiles at 5 strength.
Yeah.
Like 5 strength, 12 attacks. Pretty nice.
So he gets rid of a horde of dudes, yeah.
Which would be really nice against like demons.
How much damage a piece is it though?
Oh, it's 1 damage piece. So that's the whole point. It's for killing hordes. But then he has Behemoth for no, hold on. Yeah, Behemoth it gives you a bonus against monster vehicles, and that's +2 to your strength. But then a +1 to your strength with Victus is 3 damage apiece, -4 AP, +1 strength. And whenever that attack is made with this weapon against a character unit, you re-roll the wound rolls.
Nice. So yeah, he's a good
remember, when attack is made against him of a 1 through 3, always fails.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
It's interesting. It's the what do you call it? The transhuman, but on the hits, not on the wounds.
You could take multiple of him.
Yeah, he's not a named character.
And he's not a shield captain either.
All right. You could. You have to get multiple units because again, he's right now only available in that box.
That's fair.
Now, it's a good book. Going over a couple little things I noticed. One of the biggest complexities that I've heard the most questions about are how in the heck. Oh, hang on! Don't go off that page because I want you to see that page in a second here. No, you're on the right page. Check out the wardens. Check out their keywords. I believe it's here where it says bodyguard.
No.
One of them has a bodyguard ability.
Oh, Watchman. Well, friendly shield coast characters within 3 inches of this unit, enemy units cannot target that character unit with ranged weapons. But remember, also for look out, sir, each custodian unit counts as 2 units for that too.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to kill characters with them.
Yeah, but now you can't even shoot them, even if you can ignore the lookout sir rule.
Yeah.
You can't. Not with them. They're bodyguards. You run them around with your Trojan Valoris.
And now shields aren't an auto take for Custodian Guard.
No, they're not. Not at all. Not at all. You take those spears now. And you take Sagittariums with Misericordias. Because those Sagittarium guns are no joke. 5-man squad of Sagittariums gets rid of things. So the biggest question we saw was a question about the shield rules. I was looking at the shield host rules because they have this thing called martial katas. Basically, they have kind of like a cross between the Marines combat, the combat. What's that thing called again? The
oh yeah, I gotta get going.
The aura that they have every round in combat, which gives them the minuses to certain the combat doctrines. So it's like a cross between combat doctrines. Oh, Commodore's going to leave us too. Look at that. We'll talk about this a little bit, then I'll wrap it up for the night since we're losing everybody.
Sorry, bud.
No, so I wanted to let everybody get to see Lady D.
Yeah.
So the Custodians have a combination thing. They have a thing that's like a kata. That's like a cross between the combat doctrines of the Marines and the canticles of the Mechanicus. They take 3 of them, they hide them, and your shield host gets a bonus one in there. So basically, you show them when you're going to use them. They start at the beginning of the round. Everything has a primary and a secondary. You can use one or the other. You can do the primary, and then the next round you can go to a secondary, and you're fine. You can start with the secondary, but you can't go back to the primary. You can only have it for 1 round. So if you use the secondary, then you got to move to a different kata. They're basically stances. Every shield has a bonus stance. So their whole thing is that I have a special ability that kicks off during this stance. It's kind of like the super doctrine that the Marines have. You get both bonuses. That's the thing that's not really clear. We had to read it a couple times to get it clear. So like if I'm kicking off this and I'm using my super kata or my shield kata, I get that along with the bonus that I get for the stance. So it's a little confusing at first. And if you haven't read the book, it doesn't make any sense to you. Just think of it like they have a super doctrine, and every shield host has a different super doctrine. And it's just that you get to put them in different orders. So I'm still trying to read over all the katas and understand how they work out and how good they are and how bad they are. Because the shield kata also ties into, I've got this shield kata, I get this extra bonus, but then I have my shield host ability, which isn't an ability anymore. You've now got that ability, but every shield host has its own special relic, special warlord trait, and a special stratagem. So kind of got to read over them old things to kind of assess them together. As it sits right now, Emperor's Chosen seems to be among the best. That's kind of a consensus, but I want to get some rolls on a table and see how they work before I figure them all out. But in either case, if you're a fan of Custodians, the book is definitely worth it. A lot of good stuff. The dice look pretty cool. The cards, are always a good buy. I always say pick them up. Since we're already over time, we're going to kind of wrap it up here tonight. Next week, when we get together, hopefully will be Lady D on the stream with me, and she and I will talk about what the plans for 2022 are, because we've got some big plans. We're going to be doing crafts. We're going to be doing battle reports. I'm actually going to be doing a narrative event throughout the year that'll have a series of battle reports that are in narrative in nature. There'll be unique missions. And I'm going to be having some of my friends, like Ryan Kirschbaum, like Ben Carrasquillo, like Little D. I got a bunch of people that are come in, and they're going to be narrative games. They're not going to be, we're going to grind down the little points and make sure everything's pointy and perfectly sharp like a tournament level game. Sometimes they're going to have weird rules in place. So, and you're going to know what the weird rules are before you build your army. So we'll talk about that more next week. For now, I want to give a big shout out to all my lovely friends and patrons. I want to give a shout out to my buddy James Brown over in London, who is patronizing me from over there. We've got Greg Tesh. We've got Joe Bookish. We've got Inquisitor Zane. We have Wolf Brother Mythos. We have Mini Warmut. We have the wonderful Commodore and his amazing fiancée, Lady Phoenix. I might be missing a few other people. Again, I'm a little out of sorts here. Took that month off. I really appreciate everybody who came back to be here for me coming back. We'll be back to the weekly schedule now. I just needed that month off to get everything up and going. We will be talking about a lot more content. Again, we're going to focus on some of this every week. We're also going to talk about plans. We're going to talk about tournament stuff. We're going to talk about teaching stuff. I want to engage every portion of the hobby. And so to do that, I want to make sure that my live stream, when I talk to you guys, is part of that every week. So I thank you so much for being here. Big love. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. Spread the love. Roll those dice and be fair, and win or lose, enjoy the game. Again, I'm Big D, the Gamecraft Dragon. Ep your game, ep your board, and ep your life. Big love and thanks so much, and we'll see you in the future.